Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. For today's video, I'm going to be talking about some declutters that I recently did from my perfume collection. I'm going to be sharing the reason why I got rid of them. It's not too many, I believe it's 8 fragrances, but it was a good declutter. I felt very good about it afterwards. So with that said, let's jump right into today's video. For today, I am wearing this Givenchy, it's like a lip gloss, liquid balm in the shade 001. It's super cute. There's like little swirls in it. So that is my lip today, along with this Huda Beauty Lip Contour 2.0 pencil. Let's talk about some declutters that I did in my collection. So I usually have been talking about my declutters in my perfume tray updates, but with the new year, I was just organizing my beauty room, getting ready for some content that I wanted to film. I was planning everything out, and I just thought to myself, I want all of my perfumes to fit in those 4 shelves that I have, because I did have fragrances kind of scattered everywhere. I had some in drawers, I had some out on the shelves. So I was just like, okay, I want to kind of downsize to the point where I can fit them all there. And if new fragrances come in, I just want to take a few out. I want there to be a balance, because it's not the same when I used to collect perfumes but I wasn't doing YouTube. I feel like it was never too much. But now it's the constant buying of either new releases or things that I want to review for you guys, as well as the few bottles that I get sent over to me. There's always new fragrances coming in. And to some people, that might not bother them. To some people, they might have 300-400 bottles of fragrances and they're okay with that. That's totally fine as well. But me and my mental and I cannot have too much. Even sometimes when companies decide to send things over, it's kind of always like in waves. So sometimes I have a bunch of boxes just sitting there, and even that drives me insane. I don't like too much clutter. I like things to look organized. So that's the reason why I do declutters. So doing declutters doesn't necessarily mean that I don't love those fragrances anymore or that I don't recommend them. It just means that I'm making space for new fragrances so that I constantly have new things to talk to you about. So I did do a declutter, and it was 8 fragrances. I've done bigger declutters before, but I wanted to share with you guys the reasons why these left my collection. And I know some of you guys in the post that I made, because I did sell them already on my Mercari. When I made the post, some of you guys was just like, what? You're getting rid of this one, or why are you getting rid of that one? So I am going to talk about that in today's video. So let's jump right in. So the first one I decided to get rid of was my last bottle of Scandals. So when I first started collecting fragrances, I think I got all of them. I had Scandal the original, Scandal by Night, Scandal, Scandal à Paris, which was the last one that I kept because that one had this beautiful like pear juicy note in it. But lately, every time that I tried to either wear any of the Scandal fragrances, try them out, test them on a test strip or on my skin, I was just getting this overwhelming amount of, I think it's like orange blossom in them, or like just this very thick white floral. And I wasn't really getting, for example, Scandal à Paris, which is the one that I decluttered recently, I just was not getting like that juicy pear and like that sweetness that I was getting before. All of a sudden it's just like super thick cloying white floral type of scent. So I wasn't really reaching for that one either. Every time that I would do a tray, like I would look at it, but it wasn't really calling me. So I was just like, you know what? This bottle is almost brand new. I only gave it a few uses. I think someone else would probably love it more than I do. The performance is amazing. The longevity, the projection of it, like there's no complaints with that fragrance, and they are masterpieces. Like they're beautiful. But I think if I ever get Scandal fragrances, I would rather get the little 1-ounce bottles, because they get very thick and strong the longer they sit. So I don't go through bottles that fast. So I love them more like when I first get them, but then when they start getting very concentrated, that's when I don't really go towards them as much. So that's the first one I got rid of. The next one I decluttered was Chanel Trans Eau Tendre, which I just kept going back and forth like, no, I'm not gonna get rid of it. That one's like a staple. It's like such a girly, flirty going to the mall, I'm gonna do my nails, I'm gonna go shopping, I'm gonna grab some lunch type of fragrance, just very girly, feminine, flirty, easy to wear fragrance. But lately, I just feel like lately it's kind of been leaning a little bit more young for me, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm picking up more of, like, for example, if you go to Bath and Body Works, it's kind of like the sweet pea of Bath and Body Works. Like, it's very pink and girly, which I still love. I still love girly scents, but it's kind of missing something lately for me. And again, I wasn't reaching for it as much. Like, I much prefer Dior Blooming Bouquet. So I know the longevity is not the best, but I love that one because it gives me a little bit of like that citrusy kick in there. And they're kind of in the same category for me. So I decided to keep my Blooming Bouquet and I decided to declutter Chanel Chance Automne, which Automne, I can't say that name, but it's still very feminine, very beautiful. One of the easiest to gift fragrances because it's just girly and really, really nice. So there's nothing wrong with it at all, but I just wanted to make some room. So that one's gone. Next up, I decided to declutter the latest release that I have from Juliet Has a Gun, which is Ode to Dullness. I just never came around to falling in love with that one. It was a like when I gave my review. I let you guys know that it was a nice fragrance and it felt warm and it felt cozy, but it never got to the point where I was like, ooh, I want to pick that up and wear it. Like, it just never got to that. So if you do love sandalwood, if you love cozy, very like neutral fragrance, it's not too floral, it's not too sharp, nothing like that. It's just one that I picture wearing like on a rainy day or on a cold winter day, a day that you're wearing like a knit sweater or something. That's what I think of with that one, but I never fell in love with it. So I know myself. If I don't fall in love with a fragrance and I'm just not like just loving it on me, I know I'm not gonna reach for it as much. So I figured that one could go to a better home as well. I got rid of Viktor and Rolf Flower Bomb Ruby Orchid, which I have loved since I got it for like 2 years now. I don't remember. It was like, I believe 2-3 years. I hope I don't regret it because that one I do love. It has a beautiful like peach note in there along with that vanilla. It has like a touch of like a green touch from like that vine note, I believe it is. But I noticed that lately I just wasn't reaching for it as much as I used to. I just decided that I was over it for now. I decided, to just let it go. I don't have a problem with letting things go. I'm the type of person who just one day I'm like, you know what? I want to declutter my closet and I will get rid of so much stuff. And my husband is the same way. We do not like to hold on to too much. But with fragrances, I do overthink it sometimes. Like, I'm just like, oh my God, am I going to regret it? But I need to do it because there's always new fragrances. As soon as I got rid of the Ruby Orchid, I saw online that they're coming out with the Tiger Lily, which is another flanker. I am so excited for that one. So I'm just ready for newness. I don't know if it's the whole New Year's vibes or what, but I'm ready for some new stuff. So I do need to get rid of some. But that one, I still recommend it. I still think it's beautiful. So that's still one that I would definitely recommend, and the longevity is really nice. The performance, there's no complaints with that one. This next one I got rid of, and again, I think I got a comment like, what? Like, why would you get rid of that? And that is Tom Ford So Blanc. So that one, I really, really loved it. I remember when I went on that cruise about 2 years ago, that was one of the scents that I took with me. So when I smell it, it always reminds me of the cruise. But I had 2 fragrances in my collection that were so similar to each other, and I'm trying to get rid of too much of the same thing. Like, if I have something in that scent DNA, I want to use that up and not have like 4 other bottles that smell the same. So Tom Ford Soleil Blanc and my Veronica by, which I don't remember the name of it. I think it's Sur la Plage. Those two smell so similar to each other, except that the Tom Ford has like that cardamom spicy note in there, and the Sur la Plage, I believe, doesn't. But I decided to keep my Veronica by one and get rid of my Tom Ford one because the Veronica by one is a little more airy, a little bit more wearable. You guys know I like fragrances that don't attack my senses, and that one is like the perfect, like, I can splash it on and it never really gives me a headache or it never feels too strong. So I decided to keep that one. So that's the only reason I got rid of Tom Ford So Blanc. It was not because I don't like it or anything like that. I still think it's a beautiful, beautiful summery white floral sunscreeny beach type of fragrance. It makes me think of like hotels and pools and vacation. But I already had another one that has the same exact DNA. They're pretty much dupes for each other. So I kept one and got rid of the other. So I was very happy about that one. I also decluttered LFA Rag. That one just kept sitting in my perfume collection, and every time that I wanted to put it on my tray, I was like, I don't know if I want to wear that one. Like, there's something in that one that just, I again didn't love. So I do love, there's vanilla, there's sugar, there is sandalwood musk, but then there is oud and there is incense. And I'm very picky when it comes to those types of fragrances, so I just never reached for it. And then when I did reach for it to try it on my skin, there was always something about it that felt way too dressed up, too fancy. Like, it just made me think of going to like a wedding or going to a just like a very formal event where you just smell very classy. There was nothing that was like intoxicating to me or captivating, and I just figured someone else can give that one love. So that one got decluttered as well. And then the last two declutters were fragrance oils that I got. So the first one was the L'Oreal Rouge oil. That one smells amazing. I just noticed that I was not reaching for them. Like, I wasn't using them. They smell really, really good, but I guess maybe it's just the laziness of having to like take out that little glass and rub it on and then mix it with like some type of lotion or something, because that's kind of the way that I like to wear those. I just was not reaching for it. And it's very fruity, and I felt like it was missing something, maybe something to give it a little bit of depth or something to it. It was just straight up like fruity to me. And I also got rid of the Harim Sultan. I'm gonna put a picture of it because I don't remember the exact name, but that's the one that everyone was talking about, that went viral, that it smelled like a girl with her boobs out, like eating fruits or something like that. I get it. Like, I get what people were saying. I don't know, I just didn't find that one to be that exciting. I wasn't that excited to use it, and the last few days when I was putting it on, it literally smelled like gummy bears. If you like the smell of gummy bears, you need that in your collection. But me personally, I don't really find that smell like a must-have or super amazing. Yeah, so I just decided to get rid of that one because they were just taking up room in my collection, and I was not giving those love either. So that brings me to the end of this declutter. It was pretty quick. It wasn't too much of a huge declutter, but it felt really, really nice. I did let go of some loves, so we'll see how I feel about that in the future. But for right now, it feels really good. It feels like I'm just ready to try new things, and I'm totally okay with it. So that is going to be it for me today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below what you think about the fragrances that we talked about today. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts. And with that said, give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I will see you guys in my next video. Ooh la la ooh la la ooh la la